afternoon. The Committee on Health and Human Services, Health Insurance Reform, Economic Development, and Senior Citizen now convenes this public hearing. Public hearing notices were given to the media. First notice on Thursday, January 23, 2014, and second notice on Tuesday, January 28, 2014. For the record, today is Friday, January 31, 2014. The time now is 12:03 p.m. The committee will hear and accept testimonies, both oral and written, on the executive appointment of Mr. Ernesto V. Espaldon, Jr. as a member of the Guam Economic Development Authority Board of Directors, and Mr. Lawrence J. Alcairo as a member of the Council on Mental Health and Substance Abuse. I want to thank Majority Leader Respicio for being with me this afternoon, Senator Morrison, Senator Duenas, and Senator Yamashita. Thank you very much. All right, so we now have the appointee here. If there's anyone here who wishes to provide written or oral testimony, I ask you to please sign in to the table to my left. All right? Mr. Espaldon.
Thank you, Chairman. Mr. Chairman and members of this distinguished committee, good afternoon, and thank you very much for the opportunity to appear before you. My name is Ernesto V. Espaldon, Jr., and I have been nominated to the board of the Guam Economic Development Authority. I am honored and very much humbled at this opportunity to serve our community. Since a very young age, my father and mother, Dr. and former Senator Ernesto Espaldon and Dr. Leticia Espaldon, instilled in me and my brothers and sisters the importance of service to our community. Through the years, no matter what career choices we made, we have lived and breathed this mantra of service to our fellow men and women. Whether it be participating in medical missions, assisting nonprofit organizations, donating to charities, being a part of a sports and prison ministries, or even through the service of providing opportunity to those willing to work hard and earn an honest living, we truly believe service is part of our calling. I view this nomination to the GIDA board as a privilege to further serve in a way which is complementary to my professional business experience, my talent, and my interest. I look forward to contributing and being a part of a team charged to preserve and promote local culture through commerce, create economic opportunities, and positively impact the quality of life of our people. In addition to contributing, I also realize the importance of listening and learning, as it is through these disciplines that capabilities are strengthened and a deliberate thought process continues to deepen. My family and I are grateful for this opportunity to serve, and I thank you for your kind consideration.
Thank you very much, Mr. Espaldon. Before I recognize any of my colleagues here who wish to make any comments or ask questions, I want to thank your family, your wife, Mrs. Espaldon, for being here, and your brother, Carl. Of course, family support is always very important, so we appreciate them being here. Majority Leader?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Just very quickly, I know we have another hearing after this, but I certainly want to thank you, June, for accepting the governor's appointment to GIDA. Governor Calvo certainly made a wise decision in tapping your business acumen. You're a very successful and established businessman, and I know this because he's my brother's brother-in-law. His wife, Samiko, is my sister-in-law's twin sister, and so I want to lend my personal support also to this confirmation process, and again, thank you for your service.
Thank you very much.
And your brother is our colleague, and your other brother, we go back a very long time, and so your reputation certainly precedes you, and this is an excellent appointment. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Senator. Senator Morrison?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you, June, for your testimony and outlining the wonderful service your family, your father, your mother, and of course, family. Former Senator Jimmy Espaldon is here, brothers, and your wife. I know the service that your family has contributed to our island. I just took a glance through your packet, and I appreciate some of the other civic involvement that you also outlined, aside from your testimony. And I also want to thank you for all these services that you've provided to our community. Of course, you're now no stranger to sitting on boards and understanding the dynamics of serving on the board and working with others to find solutions to serve our community. I'm very encouraged, and I thank the governor for the nomination, and I look forward to your service working with you and working with the committee. Thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you.
Thank you, Senator Morris.
Thank you, Senator. Senator Duenas?
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. And Ernesto, thank you also, as many have mentioned, your esteemed family members here to support you and the contents of your background that you provided for us to certainly, I hope, a majority, hopefully a clean sweep of colleagues to support you in your nomination. I want to thank you for your willingness to serve. I know that in your business capacity, I frequent your businesses, and I know that the attention to detail and service that you provide and to your employees and your employees provide to the community, if that's a testament of your ability to serve on this board, then I'm certain you're going to make a great contribution. I also think that your not only history of your family's involvement in community service and your business acumen, I think you're going to bring a much needed and new dynamic to a pretty dynamic board already, and I'm happy. I appreciate this appointment because I think that you're going to bring some additional perspective, and so I think it's an excellent choice, and you certainly have my support. So thank you once again for your willingness to serve.
Thank you very much, Senator Duenas.
Thank you, Senator. Senator Yamashita?
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. Well, my goodness gracious, this sure takes me back a long way. I'm honored and humbled that you're in front of us. I am honored and humbled that you are a success in our community and that you're willing to do even more for us. And as you sit on the GITA board, once you are confirmed, I would ask two things. One is that you help GITA multiply what you have been able to do as far as how do we motivate and inspire our younger generations to work as hard as you have to succeed. What does that look like, and how do we do that? In all the conversations, the dialogues, the businesses that you invite to Guam, welcome to Guam, and then try to retain on Guam. How do we build local capacity so that we can hand that torch over, and we are handing the torch over, and that's why my heart's smiling right now because, my gosh, I was with Viv and Arlene, so I can be your mom. I think I'm much older than you, and so I'm just feeling very good. And then the second component is as you discuss partnerships and contracts and how to grow Guam, not only growing it in local capacity, but also ensuring that there's always a component that will strengthen diversity. We need to do more on our island to ensure that all of us who are different, who are blessed with a different language, with a different skill set, with a different ability, that they are given opportunity, not a handout, but a hand up, an opportunity to prosper. We have a real big problem with public assistance on our island, and GITA is economic development, and that has to be for all of us. So we can always say, okay, so then how do we also make sure that there's opportunity for these segments to integrate, to infiltrate, and to succeed as well. I wasn't able to study the email this morning, but I got an email this morning from a Japanese entrepreneur who's going to be visiting Guam. I'm sure my colleagues got it as well. But they are interested in having farming industry out here and employing those of us with disabilities. And anybody like me who has a disability or a son with, we're good workers. We want to go to work, and when we get to work, we really work. And we insist on working. And so that kind of, how do we multiply that? So as you sit on the board and you do your work, I hope those two things always come to mind. How do we grow it, and then how do we expand it and welcome everybody? But I'm certainly very proud to have you. I'm sure your brother is extremely proud. You're two brothers, my goodness. What a lovely family. And we're very proud that you and your dad was my doctor, made Guam your home. And you're giving back. Right now he's smiling big time. So thank you. Thank you very much, and congratulations. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you for your thoughtful comments, Senator Yamashita.
Thank you very much, Senator. And of course, I want to congratulate you again. For this nomination, I think you'll be a very good asset to our people of Guam, to GITA most especially. As I committed to you, we'll make sure that after this hearing, we'll get the committee report prepared, and hopefully we can get it on the agenda during this session, so we can vote on it. All right. So there's people who've signed up, Mr. Javier Talig and Mr. Carl Espaldon, signing up in favor of your testimony. We did also receive a written testimony from Mr. Bo Baba. And so if anyone else wishes to submit any testimony, they may do so through email, or they may drop it here in the building. Did you want to do an oral? Okay, please, if you could. I'm just going to ask that if we can keep it short. We have another hearing at 12:30, and we also want to be able to get the committee report so we have less to transcribe. Okay, so keep it short. Mr. Italic? We just the red light on?
Hello?
Oh,
Okay.
there you go.
Happening, good afternoon, senators. My daughter, when we heard about Ernesto being, for GITA board, me and my daughter, we thought, she's 9, and I'm trying to stick as much politics into her head, as much as possible. But anyways, we were talking, and we live right behind Chuck E. Cheese. So Cold Stone and Wendy's. That's her breakfast. That's her thing. And if this guy can run a place like that in a very expensive real estate here on Guam, as far as like rental and stuff, doing business, he must have a very good head on his shoulders for business economics. So I just want to say that, and I really believe too. I was just reading this thing here from the governor, endorsing him to be on the GITA board, and the governor himself, comes from a very successful business as well. So from one businessman to the governor offering him to be on GITA, I think Guam needs that. And the only thing that I'm going to ask Mr. Espaldon is that I know his whole family. We're all Tumuning people. And I just want him to know that when you're on that board, which I almost 100% feel they'll vote you in there, find money to fix our roads. I'm asking you that. If I'm not saying you're going to find it or what, but put some efforts in there, because Guam really needs it. Okay? With all that being said, everybody should smile. The $1 million question was asked already. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you,
Okay. I'd like to also recognize the other brother, Jimmy Espaldon, for being here as well. So thank you. So this concludes your public hearing. We'll now move on to the next one on the agenda, the appointment of Mr. Lawrence J. Alcairo.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
If you can, do we have people who signed up? If I can call on Mr. Jermaine Alerta first. He signed up to give an oral testimony. Same requirements. Just keep it short. Okay, thank you. Yes, sir.
Thank you, Senator. My name is Jermaine Alerta. I work for the Guam Legislature, but I'm also a former speaker of the Guam Youth Congress. I'm here to testify in favor of the nomination of Lawrence Alcairo for the council. I first met Lawrence on a church trip in 2008. He was, what grade were you? 10th grade? Yeah. 10th grade at FD, and very, what can I say, charismatic person. So when we took over, our office took over Future Generations and the Youth Congress, Lawrence was always expressing a desire to be a member of the Youth Congress, and when we made our office available for him to come in and work out of it, one of the first things I remember him asking was, what board can I be on? What board does Youth Congress have a seat per law in the government? And he was very anxious. We went through so many different boards, and he was telling us, how should I write my letter requesting if I can be placed on this board? So I think the one thing that he's going to bring is his willingness and his eagerness to not only learn the laws that affect different parts of our community, but also his eagerness and willingness to learn. So I think he'll be a great asset. He's one of the more active members of the Guam Youth Congress. His mind is constantly moving, so I think that can only be beneficial to any board, especially this board that he's going to be on. So I hope that you vote in favor of his nomination. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Jermaine. Thank you. Lawrence?
Thank you, Senator Rodriguez, Senator Morrison, Senator Dueñas, Senator Yamashita, and Senator Sushiro, I believe, stepped out for a second. I'd like to take this time to first, again, introduce myself. My name is Lawrence Alcairo. I recently graduated from high school, Father Dueñas 2011, so as you can surmise, I'm pretty young. I'm currently enrolled at both the University of Guam and the Guam Community College, pursuing a degree in health science. I'm both honored and humbled to be appointed to this board as a youth member. You know, the Council on Mental Health and Substance Abuse. Growing up on this island, family has always been a staple of our community. We make decisions as a family, we make decisions as a whole, and the youth should never be excluded from that. In fact, the youth are what we make these decisions for. I want to thank all of you for hearing me out and providing this opportunity for me to for the island to take into consideration the voice of our youth on a council that touches on matters which greatly affect our youth: mental health, suicide, substance abuse. The strongest driver of youth is peer pressure, and I hope that by being on this council, I'll be able to instill positive peer pressure in our youth and drive our island into a better future. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Alcario. Senator Respicio?
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chairman. In keeping in line with your edict, I just want to say thank you so much, Lawrence. I've always been impressed by your kind of energy and your willingness to be the great representative you are for our young adults, and so you have my support. Thank you.
Great. Thank you very much, Senator. Senator Morrison?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you, Lawrence, for your testimony. I want to thank Jermaine as well for sharing his understanding and seeing your work and providing it clearly to us. And I just want to thank you for sharing some of the information and tailoring it to a perspective from the youth. And, you know, working with my colleagues here, some of the issues that I clearly focus on within this legislature and youth issues that will help prevent our youth from getting caught up in the negative influences in our community, and some of the preventive measures we can put in through specific youth programs that will guide them in more of a positive light and deter them from engaging in any type of negative activities out there. So I thank you for sharing that perspective. I thank you for wanting to serve our island, serve in our communities, specifically this board. And I look forward to supporting you there. Hopefully we can get it on as chairman. We'll try to do that, but I look forward to supporting your nomination. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Senator. Senator Dueñas, and then Senator Yamashita.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Just being really quick here, Lawrence. Once again, my appreciation to you and your willingness to serve. The youth membership, as you described on certain boards, cannot be overstated. As my good friend and colleague, Senator Respicio, and I presided over Department of Youth Affairs, and the youth membership on that board as well was always critical in knowing and understanding the current affairs that youth are facing and that voice that you spoke to. So I look forward to your participation and also in voting on your confirmation. And I want to just ask you personally, reach out to us, you know, when your board meetings are conducted. I would like to hear back from you personally in terms of how you feel things are going and how your participation, how you feel your participation has affected change or in terms of your understanding of youth issues. So I just wanted to reach out to you personally and hope that you reach back to our office after you've sat in on meetings, and I want to see your perspective. Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chair. Sir, thank you for your willingness as you're going to UOJ and GCC to carve out the time to do this. Have you received any training in systems of care in Ifamagonta or with Project Renew?
I've done some training with behavioral health and wellness Senator, back in 2011, right out of high school, I did the suicide prevention training, and I was also a part of the peace conference that they're currently undergoing to create that 5-year plan to address mental health and substance abuse on our island. So I was part of the initial conference, the 2-day conference, I believe, that carved out that plan for our community, and I hope to continue to be active in carrying out that plan.
Okay, so but you haven't actually got any training, actual training in systems of care, rather than the strategic planning piece.
Just the suicide prevention.
Okay.
Was a
So what I
5-day
would
training.
recommend is upon your confirmation that you do connect with Annie Impinko and Terry Uggan. Terry's with Project Carino and Annie's with Ifumagonta, and they always have training. They're still on their federal monies, and it'd be really good for you to see how all the pieces come together for behavioral wellness. The suicide prevention, yes, is important, and the peace efforts are important, but the behavior wellness really kicks in on the mental health part. And we have huge, huge challenges on our island, huge, huge challenges that start with our babies. And so I would hope that you would do that. And then also, last term, with Senator Palacios and this legislature, we pushed to ensure that all our first responders get continuous training in mental health. And we know that the general orders have been adjudicated, and we're very pleased with that. But perhaps what you can do as a council is ensure that they are continuously being trained, because as you would know, one training doesn't do it. It has to be continuous, and the first responders have to be well aware of what it's going to be like when they come across a child of autism. How do you deal with that person? How do you deal with the family? The day of shooting them dead has to come to an end. We can't do that anymore, and we have done that. And so, but it does take awareness and does take training, and I think this is the council that will ensure that that training is had. We have all the laws and policies in place, but now it's the actual implementation of it. So with that, again, thank you for your willingness. It's great to see our younger generations stepping up and receiving the torches. So the best of luck, and thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Thank you very much, Senator Yamashita. Lawrence, congratulations again. And I thank you for taking the time off to come see me before we had this public hearing. And then just like the previous appointee, we'll make sure that your report is prepared and submitted in this session so we can confirm you. Okay, I look forward to working with you. Congratulations again.
Thank you.
Okay, so this concludes the public hearing on the 2 nominations. The time now is 12:25 p.m. Thank you.